Back to a European Cup night at Ibrox Stadium, 1-0 to Rangers at half-time. Only just, mind you, 9 shots, 4 on target, 2 from Sofia, none on target as yet. They haven't forced a corner either, which is none too surprising in the first leg of a European tie. 2 bookings. They're lucky still to have 11 men on the park, aren't they? Ali McCoist, our guest tonight, the centre of attention at half-time, unusually. Both the east and the west enclosures. There he is.
That's my best position, actually, Richard.
Super Ali McCoist, 1-0. Just as I said.
Great game. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think we deserve it. I think for 30-35 minutes we totally dominated the game. Perhaps should have scored then. And then for the next 8 or 9 minutes looked shaky, let the Levski Sofia come back into the game. They had a couple of chances, and then we scored the goal sort of slightly against the run of play, but I still think we deserved it.
Let's have a look at it. There's a young man behind you looking for his first 5 minutes of fame. Here's the goal right on half-time.
We're always causing them 1 or 2 problems in the air at the back, and the goalkeeper doesn't get hold of that here. Big Davy just turns around, it's at his feet, and thankfully knocks it into the back of that net.
Should the goalkeeper really have been there?
I'm not really caring, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, Big Davy just turns around there. There it is, nice, lovely. Just about the big man's distance as well.
You'd had the best part of half an hour at them. They were growing in stature, as Andy Gray was saying in commentary. That's against the run of play.
Correct. I think when we hadn't scored, I think they began to get a little bit of belief in themselves, and they started to open up a little bit, caused us 1 or 2 problems at the back. But then, as is often the case sometimes, we run up the park and score just when you're probably least expecting it. But just really pleased to see it go in. Really, we really needed it. Left foot as well. I'll have something to say about that, that's for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first time I've seen that in 2 years, actually, that left foot.
What about the chance that Ian Durant had? He should have scored, shouldn't he?
He should have done better with it, the wee man. He's just total football. He's not he scores some great goals, he really does, but at the same time, he's just total football, and really he should have a shot at goal, but I think he thought Big Mark had a tap in. I fancy him just to bend it there, but he tries to make it simple for the big man, and of course his shot is blocked. But really the wee man should have had a shot at goal there.
He didn't do Mark
fancy him to score. No, he didn't. He gave him a bad ball, actually. Gave him it behind him into the bargain, which didn't help Big Mark. Really, we're looking to score there. Normally you'd fancy the wee man just to side foot that one away. He's definitely onside, actually. We had another look at it from the other side, and the linesman did very, very well. But it's a difficult ball for the big man. And it's a chance wasted, chance scorned.
What about the challenge of Markov's, who'd been booked as he stepped out of the wall and then launched into a tackle down this side that must have been worth a booking at least, which would have resulted in the sending off?
He certainly did, and my first indication was he must go, but at the same time I think you've got to give credit to the referee. The referee's booked him. It is a bookable offence. I want to contradict myself. It's a bookable offence, but at the same time the referee's done him a favour, because he was booked a little bit unluckily, I felt, maybe, for coming out the wall. That's a high court job, never mind the booking. But at the same time, the referee, I think, he knew it was him who they just booked a minute or 2 previously, and he's done him a favour there. He could have gone, but at the same time, he'd have been a little bit unlucky to go.
What now? That one, is that the start of 2, 3, 4?
Well, I don't know. It's important. The one thing we don't want to do, we don't want to lose one, Richard.
No.
And with 10 minutes to go there were signs where we could have lost one. We've got to keep it stable at the back, which we have been doing for the first half hour, 35 minutes. We can't lose a goal. If it stays at 1-0, 1-0's better than 2-1, remember. So I'm happy sitting at 1-0, and we'll see. We'll pick up bits and pieces and hopefully.
But they'll be looking for more, Rangers.
Oh, we've got to look for more. But you're playing at home, you've got to score as many goals as you can. But in a European tie, playing at the top level, it's just as important not to lose goals at home. We don't want to do that.
1-0 at Ibrox Stadium to Rangers at half-time. That really has got them on their toes outside now. Great opening 30-35 minutes or so. Then Sofia were gaining in stature. Dave McPherson's goal separates the teams right now. Plenty of smiles. That wouldn't have been the case but for that goal right on half-time. And the pressure's off, eased. More from Ibrox in a moment or so.
So England are back on track for the World Cup finals, but they'll be watching the next 2 matches anxiously. Norway, unbeaten on top of the group table, take on Poland, still with an outside chance, while Holland need to get as many as possible past San Marino. It could all go down to goal difference. Exclusively live Wednesday from 6:45 on Sky Sports.
How can Surf powder clean so well and give you this much more washing for your money? Easy. Surf now comes in a range of bags, so it costs you less. And right now, you get 15% more powder. Surf. Tackle stains, cuts costs.
Burnt milk. Cream cleaner, I think. I think new Flash Liquid Gel. Liquid Gel means I have to do almost nothing. I'll prove it. Put it on, it does the work for you. You mean Flash Liquid Gel just melts it whilst you do nothing? But it's working and you're doing nothing. How did you do that? Nothing to it. On kitchen hobs, kitchen sinks and kitchen worktops. What do you do? Nothing. There's nothing to it with Flash Liquid Gel.
Old Spice. Feel the freshness. Hit the spray.
Meet Scratchy.
Who?
Scratchy, he may look pretty ordinary, but he's done something outstanding.
What?
He's found out how he could win anything from a £5 to £10,000 while sitting in a chair.
In a chair?
Yeah.
How can I do it?
Just find a phone, sit down, dial 0891991186 and answer a few true or false sports statements correctly, and you could win anything from £5 to £10,000. Hey, where are you going?
To find a phone.
Scratch It, the new phone game where you could win up to £10,000. Just dial 0891991186 now.
I find your microbes fascinating.
You do?
They cause the dandruff.
So that's why you offered to wash my hair.
Why else?
But I thought...
Actually, I want to wash half in a medicated anti-dandruff shampoo and half in Head & Shoulders to show that Head & Shoulders neutralizes more of the microbes that cause dandruff. Look, on this side.
Still dandruff.
But with Head & Shoulders...
Nothing.
Except beautiful hair.
How can I thank you? Dinner, perhaps?
Not tonight. I'm washing my hair.
Head & Shoulders. Doesn't half-shift dandruff.
I used to think a wedding was a simple affair.
Dad, I'm with a man in Rome, and we're getting married.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm engaged, I'm getting married.
I was wrong.
Steve Martin is the father of the bride.
Hey, what do you think? Bought it at 75 and it still fits.
He's in over his head. He's losing his grip. All because there's a new man.
He's like you, Dad, except he's brilliant.
In his little girl's life.
My first car didn't cost $1,200.
Welcome to the 90s, Mr. Bond.
Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, and Martin Short.
Drive carefully, and don't forget to fasten your condom.
Dad!
Seatbelt, Father of the Bride. Premieres in the Steve Martin weekend, coming soon on Sky Movies.
Welcome back to Ibrox. 1-0 to Rangers at half-time. They'll need, or they'll certainly be looking for more than that in this second half as we rejoin Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. The one goal from Davy McPherson. Reward, really, for some very enterprising play, bursting forward from the back whenever the opportunity presented itself. Well, Rangers have conceded 99 goals in the European Cup to date. They won't want it to go to 100 tonight. No substitutions for either side during the half-time break. Clemendief. Here's Presley. Lately dragging his marker across here and getting the ball in front of him. For Slavchev. Duncan Ferguson. So Rangers taking the lead in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Rather spoiling what was Levski Sofia's best spell of the game. When They really looked as though they were believing in themselves and their way of playing. The trip, if it wasn't intentional. Certainly a Rangers throw. Haitley being told to get up and get on with it by the referee.
I think the referee's probably right there.
Stephen. Ian Ferguson with the challenge. Just announced their profits for the last tax year of £3.25 million. And of course, since that tax year was closed, they've spent money, particularly on this fella. Ian Ferguson. So back for Grigorash. Hesitation by Stevens. And then, well, somebody had to take decisive action, and it was Presley.
Well, he just miscontrols it, Gary Stevens, that's all there. And suddenly he's in a little bit of trouble.
Svetanov, Bulgarian left back with a terrific cross. Just looking a little bit powder puff in front of goal, Levski Sofia.
Tell you what, David McPherson's got a vital goal, but that was a vital defensive header he provided there.
So he was getting applauded by his teammates as Rangers started to put that attack together. Lenkov, Svetanov. To roll it into the feet of Grigorash. And he came his way by an unexpected route. Time blatant in his push into the back of Haitley.
The referee's been good tonight, Mark. He's been unfussy, he's just got on with the job, he's been very dominant in every decision he's had to make.
Durant with the free kick. He used the hand there. Well, the referee must have seen it. It's a yard or so from him.
I think it hit his hand. I think that's more the thing. But it was right on line with it, the referee. Right on the spot.
Robertson with the throw. Shaping for the long run. In towards Haitley.
That's what I was a little bit disappointed there. And Mark Haitley, talking about gambling. A long throw in there. Ian Ferguson at the edge of the box. I'd just like to have seen him gamble on the Haitley header. He must know that there's a 90% chance that Mark's going to get a touch on it, and they've just gambled into the box.
Haitley is 31 now. Been around Europe, of course, in Italy and France. And what he does still very effectively indeed. And unlike a lot of tall strikers, he's got plenty of pace as well with his aggression. Poised to be the first to pay tribute to the work Mark Haitley did in their vintage season together last season. Stephen, lovely play. Durant. Just couldn't find where Haitley was running to. Borimirov. Giving chase.
Just lost his bearings, Ian Durant, I think, in that situation. But wonderful skill from Trevor Stephen. Brilliant footwork.
Tricky Trevor.
That's what he was called at Everton in his Everton days. A great feat, Mark.
Durant is a natural talent as well. Just hasn't quite gone for him so far tonight. He won't shirk his responsibility. He's up alongside Haitley, who's beaten in the air. Nice Lanchef this time. Stephen again showing his quality. Another former Everton player, Stuart McCall. Spinning, staying in play. McCall driving on. Hateley wanting it at the far post. Duncan Ferguson! Hateley! And no for the two big men for Rangers, who were launching themselves at McCall's cross when you fancied one of them to score.
Well, it ends up a corner, Martin, but we admire the skill of Stuart McCall. Duncan Ferguson's what, a fraction of an inch away from it. And the defender just gets a touch before Hateley can knock it in.
Durant will take the corner. McPherson perhaps getting in Hateley's way. Duncan Ferguson.
Well, he hasn't scored yet, but he won't come much closer.
Well, the one goal tonight from Dave McPherson, who played in all of the European Cup games, all 10 of them last season. Annoyed with the direction of Grigorash's run there. Still 1-0 to Rangers. Very important part of the scoreline from their point of view. Kremenliev. Yankov. He had a spell in Spain last season, just for a few months on loan with Valladolid. Who played in France, as I said earlier. Certainly demand for Bulgarian players. Hristo Stoichkov, perhaps the most famous, with Barcelona. And of course we've got Boncho Genchev in England with Ipswich. Here's Stevens. Oh, Durant has got time. Probably wasn't told that. Certainly a ball that he could have controlled for himself rather than just help it on.
That's where the instincts fail you, I think, as an unnatural striker, if you like. Someone like the missing Alan McCoist, I'm sure, would have just brought that down his chest, and Gambledy had a little bit of time.
Todorov. Volomirov. From Markov. Dispossessed by Hateley. Ian Ferguson wanting someone on the left. There's no one available. Comes down the other flank through Stevens. McCall for Trevor Stephen. Lovely play from Rangers. Hateley is there in the centre. Morgun parries, and it breaks Levski's way in the shape of Setanov. Move had much more polish about it.
Much more. I think that's exactly right. The two best moves that really made this match, Rangers, have been the one that led up to the corner for the goal, and that one there where Trevor Stephen got in behind the Sofia defence.
Volomirov. Yankov. Zvetanov coming from left back. Paul struggling to stay with him. Zvetanov with the cross. Botted away by Stephen Presley. Zvetanov still making these winning runs down the left, although he has been limping and had one spell of treatment. Out by McCall. Held up well by Durant. But he couldn't really give Ian Ferguson much of a chance with the layoff. Zvetanov getting plenty of the ball. Todorov. Well, it is very well poised, this tie. The second leg in front of what might be a hostile crowd in Sofia in 2 weeks' time. Big stadium, not a very good pitch, we're led to believe. Not been much rain in Bulgaria. Indeed, it was 30 degrees out there last Saturday. But the temperatures here tonight, I must say, it's pretty chilly. Todorov. Pendafilov not quick enough. Zvetanov with a rather laboured and painful prod at the ball. He's certainly struggling. It would be worth exposing him down this side. Stevens has made a run, but Rangers looking left through Stuart McCall. Now Duncan Ferguson in early. Stephen has come to a more central position. Just wanting to set off and get the glory again. Morgan coming. It drops for David McPherson. Haitley! 2-0. And Mark Haitley makes this one count.
Well, it's the inability of the goalkeeper again to deal with the ball in the air. But it's all down to David McPherson. You talked about his enterprise in the first half, Martin. He shows it again there. He played the ball, made the run forward. Morgan couldn't deal with it, and look at the lovely little stand-up from David McPherson, and that's what Mark Haitley's all about. This isn't an easy header, it really isn't. He's backing off it, going away from the goal. He has to put the power in it himself, and he controls the header very well indeed.
Well, a moment ago, he was trying to control the crowd as well. A la Gascoigne with a bit of sheer leading. His 5th goal this season, it makes him the top scorer now. He was level with Ian Ferguson on 4. Well, Dave McPherson has scored one and made one. And he is a centre-back. A very progressive one. Rangers once let him go. He grew in stature with Hearts. Was brought back to Ibrox for last season. Vasilev. Referee has a great dismissive gesture when players fall and expect free kicks. He is a figure of real authority. Kim Milton, he is happy to be called Kim Milton. Nielsen, his full name. Zvetanov. Todorov. Yankov. Durant astray to Benenlia. Cross from Markov. Todorov. 2-0. It's an ideal position for Rangers. Both in the attacking sense to have the 2-goal cushion and the defensive sense that nothing's been given away in terms of an away goal for Levski Sofia. There's been some pretty build-up play from the Bulgarians. Nothing really concrete around Ali Maxwell's goal.
No real cutting edge has been there, has there, at all, Mark? They haven't done badly up to about 18-20 yards, but everything's just sort of died a death really up there.
McCall. Wonder whether he'll be able to last the full 90 minutes. That's just what you'd expect. Defied the medical men. Jeff. See what Levski would be like if you allowed them time to play. They're very good technically. They just don't have that good old ingredient, Scottish aggression. Vasilev thought about the shot, but given time. Ian Ferguson. Poor Ian Durant, nothing he can do at the moment is working for him. Vasilev with the shot, and it was an awkward one in the end, dipping. Maxwell had to get it up and over.
Just telling his defenders there to squeeze the ball quicker. I think he felt that Vasilev had a little bit more time than he deserved, and you see how wickedly that ball was dipping. He did the right thing for me. I'm not sure about collecting it cleanly and pushing away.
Slavchev going towards the near post, trying to flick it on. Oh, Grigorach had quite a bit to aim at, it seemed, and Maxwell wants more protection again.
Well, he's right to be asking questions. This is a poor corner. Look, right along the ground. But look at the space that Grigorash finds.
Stephen for Hateley.
Really would be criminal, Martin, for Rangers having not been at their best, in my opinion, but got a 2-goal lead if they were to concede one now. Well, let's have a look at Dave McPherson. There he is there, number 5. He's knocked it off to Stuart McCall, and he's made the run forward. And by doing that, he's got himself into that position. There he is, completely free in the penalty area. Had he not shown that little bit of enterprise there, the move would have just died out. And Rangers end up with a second goal because of it.
Mark Hateley scored it, but Davy McPherson has taken up the cudgels for Rangers tonight. Sending the message from the bench. Awkward for Rangers now, 2-0, good position. But there's plenty of time and plenty of appetite, particularly from the crowd, to guide them on to do more. The risk is, of course, if they do it at the expense of something going wrong at the back.
Yeah, I think they don't need to take chances now, do they? They don't need to risk conceding anything. They can just keep playing away, happy with a 2-goal lead, and if another one comes, that's great. If it doesn't, we'll take 2-0. We won't take 2-1 trying to push for a third.
Play with their heads as well as their hearts.
I think they learned that last year as well.
Durant. Levski lacking for a moment. Stevens with the cross, Muldoon thinking about coming for it, thinking better of it, and then in danger of being left stranded by the power of Duncan Ferguson's header. It was off target in the end, as you saw.
That's the tactic they were looking for. Gary Stevens to get forward, look for the diagonal ball, and Duncan Ferguson to be attacking it from wide, which is exactly what he does. But can't just guide it across the face of the goal.
This weekend on Sky Sports, there's a sensational football double bill. Arsenal visit Manchester United for Ford Super Sunday in what promises to be the game of the season so far.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
The crazy gang of Wimbledon are all trying their hardest to get on the score sheet this season, and Brian Horton's Manchester City will have their hands full at Selhurst Park on Ford Monday Night Football. Man United Arsenal and Wimbledon Man City exclusively live on Sky Sports.
Sun comes up, the day begins, and it won't be long till we're drinking it.
Gillette introduces the perfect way to start your shave. Gillette Series Shaving Gel. Advanced lubricants, easier razor glide, an incredibly smooth shave. There's no better gel than Gillette Series Gel.
Gillette, the best of men yet.
I'm starving.
How did it go?
3-0.
Who to?
Smells good. What is it? A tasty blend of vegetables and cheese in a crisp crumb.
Who won?
Veg with veg. I get more food licking a stamp.
Vegetable quarter pounders from Country Club Cuisine. Vegetables you can make a man-sized meal of.
So, do I have to beat it down of you?
What? Oh yeah, the food's great.
I do enjoy these little chats.
Only the tastiest vegetables past the bird's eye.
The best thing about knickknacks is they look like...
No, the best thing is the flavour. It hits you like...
No, because they look like...
Knickknacks, they look, but they taste.
Labradors are very, very hearty eaters.
and they need a good, hearty meal.
Top breeder Glenda Crook recommends Pedigree Chum Select Cuts.
It looks really appetizing. It's full of big, meaty chunks, covered in a lovely gravy, which is vitamin-enriched. They really get the teeth into it, and they wolf it down. It looks good, it smells good, and they just love it. They're full of energy, and they look really great on it. I think it's the best meaty food for my dogs.
Pedigree Chum Select Cuts. Top breeders recommended.
When you worked for the firm, no lawyer has ever left your law firm alive. You're theirs.
Get out of there. They know. Get out.
For life. The firm.
Throughout the day, your clothes pick up all sorts of dirt and odors. Ordinary big bottle liquids only get out ordinary dirt and can fade colors. New Radion Color has a bleach-free cleaning system that tackles tough stains and odors without fading colors, giving a fresh, bright clean. Get more out. Put New Radion Color in.
What in the world is Nickelodeon? Nick is Kids, an entire TV channel dedicated to kids, with no boring documentaries but real-life action game shows. No boring party political broadcasts, but guts, real competition. Forget the foreign films, it's like nothing you've ever seen before. And Nickelodeon's on Sky and Cable. Want to know more? Just call your local cable operator. Nickelodeon every day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m, 7 days a week.
Welcome aboard.
I used to spend my time waiting for the big one, the one they call the real McCoy.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Then it came along, this one in a million. Give me what I most enjoy. On Sky One, it's so fine, it really blows my mind. A revelation, inspirational thing. This is not just number one, it's simply sensational.
Sensational.
Paradise Beach.
Sky One.
Sensational.
Sensational.
A new sensation.
Sensational. Right, Columbus. Sensational.
L.A. Law. Sky One.
Sensational.
Sensational. That's good.
They're a very friendly bunch to be around watching them train here last night, the Bulgarian players. Steven bringing it up, it's out of play. When you think that Levski were once the team of the secret police, when the regime was much more rigid in Bulgaria. A great deal of freedom now, and I must say it shows in the way they conduct themselves. Looking for a bit of attacking freedom now in the footballing sense, and they want to make a change. Take off Grigoraj. Hatred. Missed by Markov. The cover was there in the shape of Hukchev, the sweeper. Left-wing magic from Duncan Ferguson. Robertson. Oh, coming back his way. It ends up as a goal kick. And that will allow Levski to make the change. On will come Georgi Ivanov to replace the Romanian Grigoraj.
Substitution for Levski Sofia, up comes featuring Georgi and number 16, Georgi Ivanov.
Just noticed Walter Smith's come down to the dugout, Martin, and now he's gone back up to take his seat in the stand. It may be that he's decided he's going to make a change as well. to me that little Johnny Morrow's coming, is coming on.
Even off. Bundled over. Just over 20 minutes to go. 2-0 to Rangers. Goals from McPherson and Haitley. Svetanov with a teasing ball in there. McPherson made it his.
That's as good a delivery as you'll see tonight. It really was from a set piece.
Haitley coming back to help out. Sometimes forwards can be a real nuisance in those areas. Really understanding the basic principles of defending, but Mark Haitley did rather well. And he's still in his right position when Gary Stevens looks to hit him. Greater physical strength about Rangers in their play than Levski, who have been pretty in their work at times, but not punchy. Durant. Ferguson dealt with him one way or t'other.
Well, they've got 2 down.
Rangers concentrating on going forward, or concentrating may be the wrong word. And they're waiting really for the referee to let the Bulgarian medical party on. Todorov down on the edge of the centre circle.
He's booked Stuart McCall, the referee, Mark. I think what he's indicating is the tackle on Todorov a little bit earlier. Although he let it go and played the advantage, he didn't forget about it, because Stuart McCall has just found himself in the referee's notebook. This is it here, I think, as you'll see, as Todorov takes the ball away. Stuart McCall comes in, catches him on the instep, and it didn't look that vicious, did it?
Well, the game will be restarted with a drop ball. John Morrow waiting for the chance to come on. He is one of the assimilated players here, comes from Northern Ireland, indeed has been in the full international squad, although very rarely recently because of injury in the Rangers squad. He played on Saturday against Partick. It was his first senior appearance for almost 2 years. He's a winger. Stephen. Cut off by Slavchev. The replacement for Sidakov, who's been missed tonight. Oh, slipped by McPherson. First thing that's really gone wrong for him tonight. Borimirov hit the shot. And Maxwell kept it out. And kept the shutout going that Rangers so badly want.
Well, he's been a hero most of the night, Dave McPherson, but this slip could really have been costly. He thinks he's got time, just loses his footing. And for the first time tonight, Ali Maxwell's called upon to make a very important save. And when he needs a bit of luck for the ball just to drop to safety, he gets it.
Borimirov is a midfield player with an eye for goal. Durant, deeply improvising. And again. Jeff. Durant chasing. Rangers will make their substitution. John Morrow comes on. And it hasn't been the happiest of nights for Ian Durant. Well, Morrow certainly caught the eye with his display here on Saturday against Partick. Pleased to be back. He very nearly missed the kickoff because he'd been suffering with blistered feet and they were being strapped up as the team went out without him. And when you've been out of the side for almost 2 years, that can be a very worrying moment. And here is Morrow from Ferguson's header.
Well, what an opening that would have been for John Morrow. First touch back in the net. But even from the cross, I think you see here the thing that was worrying Walter Smith about playing both Mark Catley and Duncan Ferguson, both basically getting involved in the same area. But Ferguson obviously gave a good call. And that looks a bad miss from that range, doesn't it? But he's cold, he's only just got on.
And he's not really on to head goals, to be fair to him, but nevertheless, when the chance comes, you hope you take it, and Morrow couldn't do that. Stevens really given a lot of chance there, even off working back. Yankov. Borimirov wants to shoot again, and McCall stopping it the first time. Yankov is there, still Borimirov. Nicely played. Bertanov. Worrying for Rangers here. But on the spot again was McPherson. Morrow keeps it in play, but then finds he has to chase it himself. Markov. Ball with the interception. Stevens picking out Haitley. Here's Robertson. From Ferguson to the left, Morrow through the middle. Robertson finding some real acceleration, but not finding a teammate with the pass. Duncan Ferguson covering well into that left-back slot if required, as Robertson makes his way to the back line. You've got to be with us, surely, on our Super Sunday, this coming Sunday. Manchester United against Arsenal. I need to say really no more than the names of the two clubs. Live from the FA Carling Premiership. Nicky clearance only to Ivanov. Well, no, it's gone in. I would thought for a moment that it had been saved by Maxwell, but Borimirov, who's looked threatening from midfield, and there's an away goal here to dampen the atmosphere at Ibrox. Maxwell couldn't keep it out. It's 2-1.
Well, this is criminal, it really is, giving a goal away at such a late stage. It's in a very dangerous area. Borimirov really does climb very well for it. Whether David Robertson could have done a little bit more to make the header more difficult. It's a difficult one for Ali Maxwell to deal with. It bounces about a yard in front of him, and he's unable to push it round the post, but that's a real blow.
2-1, and a major change in the atmosphere here and the balance of power in this tie. If it was to stay like this, of course, then a 1-0 Levski win in Sofia in the second leg would be enough.
It's amazing, man. Just at the time, I was just thinking it's a difficult time for Rangers now, because whether to go and look for that third that I felt would have killed them totally, or whether to stay at 2 where they look fairly comfortable.
Stevens. Haitley. It's 3. Well, the third goal that's been so elusive for Rangers, even in their European Cup campaign last season. And it's the first time they've got 3 in any competitive match this season. And how they needed it here. And how grateful they are to Mark Haitley for supplying it.
Well, it's a great ball in from Gary Stevens. Haitley pulls behind his marker. He doesn't really know much about that mark. He's guiding it towards the goal. He's gambling on the goalkeeper being off his line. You see that? It's the most difficult angle. Morgan obliges by being a little off his line. And that's a vital goal for Rangers.
Well, within seconds of absorbing the blow of losing a goal, they've reacted to widen the gap to 2 again. Maxwell has to make a save. Vasilev has been the one Bulgarian player who has looked to be direct in his work. He scored the goal. He's troubled Ali Maxwell, particularly in the second half. But Mark Haitley is having a bigger say. 10 minutes to go, 3-1.
I'd be thinking of nothing else but putting this in the mixer, as they say. We've got the 3 big boys up, and that's a wasted opportunity for me.
Presley, given away. Bezanov, Vasilev. McCall, nicely done tomorrow. Ferguson coming in from the left-hand side is offside, according to the linesman. Well, 2 goals in quick succession here.
2 goals in very quick. This is about the 3rd ball they've played from this left side. It's been a really dangerous ball. Dave McPherson dealt with the first 2, but they bypassed him this time. And Vasilev provided a fine header. But this one was even better in my book. Really difficult angle Mark Haitley finds himself. He's only helping it on. He's gambling the goalkeepers off his line, and he gets his reward.
Here's Chandapilov. Maxwell's got the kickers, and he does that and well. Vasilev. Ferguson falling. Benenliev can cross it. Oh, Todorov! 3-2! What an amazing game here in the European Cup. 8 minutes to go and Rangers leak again.
Well, you can't believe what's happened in the last 5 minutes. Duncan Ferguson slips. Benenliev provides the cross, and Maxwell this time has absolutely no chance. Todorov gets in front of Gary Stevens, and Maxwell can do absolutely nothing about this. It just shows you if you put crosses into dangerous areas, how difficult they are to deal with.
Well, we said all along that Rangers, in preparing for this game, did not underestimate Levski Sofia. But out on the pitch, there have been some shortcomings defensively by Rangers on a night when they've done well to get 3 goals of their own. Robertson, can they make it 4 here? Headed out by Svetanov. Here's Presley. It's a generally challenge by Markov on the call. That's well, number 5 for Levski. Getting a second challenge as well, Andy.
I can't help thinking that Walter Smith will be absolutely furious, Martin. Cruising at 2-0, I mean cruising. Concede a goal, but go 2 goals ahead again, and then concede another one. I honestly don't think they'll be very happy at the moment.
Walter Smith in the blazer there. Very reflective. The Rangers, who have been so used to trailblazing domestically, have been out of sorts in the Premier League. There has been progress in the League Cup, of course, towards the semi-finals, but not without a scare or 2 along the way. Taken to extra time here by Aberdeen in the quarter-final. So, in truth, the signs for tonight weren't altogether promising for Walter Smith's side. First, Presley. excellent stewardship here in midfield. Morrow, not too much weight to throw about in the centre. It's been a rattling good European Cup tie, first round, first leg. Markov taking the safe way out for Levski. But Robertson can hurl another one here, and all night Bulgarians have looked beatable in the air. Borimirov. Throw to Rangers, 5 minutes to go. Ian Ferguson. McCall. Stephen. Well, it's a corner. Don't think Rangers could have expected much more than that. Stevens striving to the very last. It'll be a great time now for Duncan Ferguson to get his first goal for Rangers. He's one of the pack waiting in the centre. Presley's come up as well. More convincing that time.
That's not the area to be delivering a corner into when a team's look to be having problems every time with the defending crosses.
Been comparisons made with Sparta Prague, who put Rangers out in the first round 2 years ago. Levski Sofia absolutely delighted to get 2 goals here at Ibrox, though they're trailing. They're still very much in the tie. Who scored the second goal. Looking for Trendafilov. Here's McPherson. Haitley. Duncan Ferguson. Trying to get the cross in quickly. Markov greeting Morrow. Haitley, who's on a hat-trick, of course. Actually, Andy, the last time a Rangers player got a hat-trick in a European Cup tie was the last time you and I commentated on one, which was against Valletta, Morris Johnston that night.
Well, they dearly love another goal, Rangers now, Martin. I can't believe at a time in this match I thought they were really in control, cruising at home at 2-0 up, thinking this tie's almost over. It just shows you what an amazing game this football is.
McCall. Here's Morrow. Haitley pulling to the left-hand side. Across goes Hubchev. Levski Sofia came here clearly to make a game of it, and not just to fill their own penalty area for 90 minutes. Stray one from Trendafilov, who rather got underneath it. 90 seconds or so left for Rangers. Try and widen the margin to 2. They had it at 2-0, they had it at 3-1. Can they make it 4-2? Call. It's a useful one. It's McPherson, goalkeeper, right back onto his line. Has he taken it over his line? And he's given an indirect free kick against the goalkeeper. Rangers think they've taken it and scored. There's no offside, Andy.
No. I mean, I think you can see that, and Dave McPherson is clear. Whether he feels that the goalkeeper throws the ball down, and then I think he's not entitled to pick it back up again.
After it's bounced.
After it's bounced. So therefore, the referee, quite rightly, quite legitimately, has given an indirect free kick.
Is he now going to reach for his pocket for a card? It looks like Todorov that was brandished at.
I mean, you can see the goalkeeper was struggling, backing off Martin. Had he not let go of the ball, he might well have carried it over the line. I think that was his major concern. But had that bounced and he volleyed it clear, then of course the Bulgarians would have been okay.
An extraordinary evening is having an extraordinary ending. Well, they're going to go back on the line now. Todorov's come across to the linesman to try and talk to him. Now he's gone back onto his own goal line here.
How do you police this, sir?
Well, normally you would expect the goalkeeper to try and get out in front. Morgun is just standing in the line. Well, they're going to charge it, aren't they? And they do for Ian Ferguson. Well, they've survived. We're into stoppage time now. Presley, the goalkeeper comes, the flag is up, Morgun again. I wonder whether he'll be the goalkeeper in the second leg. They've got one or two other options. Levski Sofia, he's had an adventure all of his own tonight. Free kick for offside.
But people might think that you should be scoring from this, but that's the most difficult thing. Look at the bodies that you have to go through.
And look at the goalkeeper. He's been flattened by his own teammates.
I think his teammates felt that they'll get more chance of saving it than he had. So let's get in front of him quick. But it isn't easy to get a goal out of a situation like that, as Rangers found there.
Ivanov. Back comes Morrow. Vasilev. Stevens. Game not over yet. Borimirov, one of the scorers for Levski. Todorov the other. Ivanov. Referee looks at his watch. Well, sometimes the first leg of European ties can be stale and sterile. This has been just the opposite of that. After a tentative start, Levski Sofia believed that they could find some gaps in the Rangers' plan. They've certainly done that in the latter stages. But Rangers have been scoring as well as shipping goals tonight. Ivanov. Another check on the watch from the Danish referee. Just by Trendafilov in any case. Well, is the time for Rangers to get the ball to the other end of Ibrox Stadium in the few seconds that remain? Maybe there is.
Can't remember too many stoppages in the second half.
Just that moment when the call was booked. Call again. Next goes Hupchev, Morrow. Well, it's not a game to leave early, this one. Over Duncan Ferguson. Trevor Steven hooks it in and not into the net, only into the gloves of Morgun. Well, Levski thinking about using up a few more seconds by bringing on a substitute here. They've got a player down injured.
It's a continental trait, that, isn't it? Late on in a game, just to break it up, use up precious seconds.
But they can't do that because the game is over. Rangers have just a one-goal lead here on an eventful evening at Ibrox to take to Sofia for the second leg in 2 weeks' time. 2 goals here for Mark Hateley after the first from Dave McPherson in stoppage time at the end of the first half. The game really coming alive.